Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Are you getting your fitness on? Are you getting your fitness on? I hope so. I hope so. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a great past couple of days. If you didn't check out the video from yesterday, a lot of you were asking about my pancakes. Very simple recipe. Check that out. They're so yummy for your tummy, honey. Wow. And also, oh, thank you for all the birthday wishes for my beautiful husband. We had a really good time for his birthday this week. We just sort of took an afternoon off. And so thank you for being so kind to him. He's all right. He's all right. So wow, shabam, you're finding out who your friends are. You find out who your friends are. Yeah, come on. So here's the deal. So let's just jump into it. All of this BS about Jason Aldean's music video is just that. It's a bunch of crap. Okay, so I'm just going to dive into it. There's a lot of different points to talk about with this because it's not just about censorship. It's not just about cancel culture. It's not just about what all is going on, but what it is also is a moment for you to look around and to see what's going on. If you're not in the United States, you're over in the UK, you're in Canada, you're down in Puerto Rico, or down in Venezuela, or wherever you are. I hope you are seeing what we're talking about here, because we understand, the majority of Americans understand that we are not being represented. In fact, we are being lied to. We've been lied to. And to further that, you're being lied to as well. All the hot mess that you're seeing over here in the United States, the majority of Americans are not for it, okay? It is a complete and total lie, okay? What you're seeing in Jason Aldean's video, if you've watched it, if you've listened to the lyrics to the song, which by the way, it is true, the song was released like well over 2 months ago. I've been listening to it on the radio. So I was like, oh, there's a video out now. And now there's all this hoopla. Well, you're a little bit late, sweetheart. And of course you are, because you have to make something out of nothing. The reality here is that Jason Aldean's song and video absolutely speaks to and for and represents the heartbeat of the good people of this country. We have some serious extremists that literally are trying to do everything they can to go along with a lot of extremists globally and completely tear down this country. Because here's the bottom line. This is the bottom line. When the United States falls, when and if the United States falls, the rest of the world goes with us. There's no turning back. There is no other refuge. There is no other place to go. So regardless of who you are or where you are, I'm telling you right now, that is a bona fide fact. And you know it too. You all know it too. I don't have to tell this audience. So here's the deal. I'm a huge Jason Aldean fan. Have been for many, many years. I've even seen him in concert. He was fantastic. And highly recommend you make it to a show. I think that it's very important for us to realize that people are not going to be silent anymore. I don't know. He and his wife, Miss Brittany, haven't really been silent anyway, but they've taken a lot of heat for literally speaking the truth. And this is all the things that we're seeing. Here is what you're seeing now, though. All this crap is clearly being tried in and on all of the small towns of America. And you're seeing what you're going to get, because the people aren't going to stand for it. Now, where does this head down the road for many other things that I think that we're going to face? I don't know. This is why I encourage you every single day to be as fit as you can, to be as debt-free as you can, to be as solid as you can, get right with God. Oh my goodness. And to prepare your home and your children, because the battle is on. And it's a battle that's raging every single day. We could debate that this is somewhat of a distraction. It is, if you allow it to be, but I think it's a very important teaching moment here. this is where the rubber meets the road. In terms of country music, you may or may not know that I spent quite a bit of time in Nashville. Even after I was married, we lived there. I did a lot of demo work. I worked with Hallmark Productions, with Capitol Records. I actually did demos for Ronnie Millsap and Galbraith production company. I actually did sing. You know Kevin Bacon? Yeah. Footloose? Yes. Well, he and his brother were major songwriters back in the day, and I did a demo for them. Did demo at the Grand Ole Opry. Did a lot of singing. I won't go into all the details. It's a whole lot more than that, but I really did. And I was homesick and came back to East Tennessee, and I was faced with a situation where something tested my morality, and I had to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't agree with that. I'm a married woman. Even though I was very young and I really wanted to be successful in singing, I wasn't going to do things that other people were doing. Now that's everywhere, okay? That's in the music industry. That a lot of things have happened for a very long time. Nobody's debating that. But the country music and the industry that you're singing today is very different than what you saw even, 10 years ago, okay? 20 years ago for sure. Again, nothing's ever perfect. But my point is the culture is very different. Somebody was asking me the other day, I said, have you ever been to Tennessee? And she said, well, I went to Nashville for a couple of days. I said, so you really haven't visited Tennessee. Now, you folks that are living out in Nashville and you're ultra conservative, you probably actually don't live too much in the city. You might live south, right? Or maybe a little bit north into Kentucky, or I don't know. But you know exactly what I'm saying. It's just like Memphis and Chattanooga and downtown Knoxville. Folks, anytime you get into the heartbeat of these cities nowadays, they have been literally infiltrated and are ran by a bunch of crazy town. And this is clearly an agenda happening within the music industry as well. So when it hits home with country music, which it has been for a while, I've actually stopped listening to a lot of country music over the past couple of years because I think that we do have, and they're exposing themselves very quickly. We have a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. They'll sing about Jesus on one hand, but then they go and collaborate with the freaks of America and sing about rainbows, and then you're left to go, wait a minute, what is going on here? People that you've been listening to, people that you have loved, people that you have paid to see in concert, people that you have maybe you've been to their bars, or maybe you've been to their theme parks. All of these things and above, they're not what you thought that they were, from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, growing up your whole life. Let the veil fall. They're showing who they are. And the ones that are not standing up for people like Jason Aldean at this moment are just as guilty. So you're going to know who they are. They're all going to reveal themselves, okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with his song. There is nothing racial in that song. I actually think that it is an absolute slam and an insult to particularly any of the minorities in this country. Blacks, natives, whoever, pick one. Because I can tell you right now, I know a lot of people that are very different than me, and we may not even completely agree on certain things. If you really fundamentally get down to it, that's normal, that's good. That's why we love this country. But when it comes to destruction, when it comes to violence, when it comes to, literally like, beating down an old lady on the street, all the things that we're seeing now, which are absolutely being encouraged because that's chaos, and that's divide and conquer right in front of your face. I think that basically if you're a minority, I think that you should be insulted because there is nothing racial in that song. No, I'm sorry, there's not. There's absolutely not. And I think that, I think that it's really a shame to insinuate that, people that are, well, let's just say it, black or whatever, that they're not going to want to take care of their families and their home and their hometown and who in their right mind wants all of this crap, tearing down their small towns, big cities? Who actually wants that? You've got to be sick if you do. And we all know this. Absolutely. It's just ridiculous. Every single bit of it. It's evil. Total evil. And it's then being manipulated and turned around and flipped on good people like me and you. See, because what's been happening over the last 3 to 4 years especially is, if you stand up for this country, if you stand up for freedom, if you stand up for the fact that everyone matters, if you stand up against your personal, you have the right to make the decisions on what you want to do with your health and so many other various topics, well then you're this and that and the other. See, that's a control method right there. Absolutely 100% all done by design. I will further add that clearly there's a lot of people that did not grow up in a small town, whether it's down here in Appalachia in the South or whether it's in the Midwest or wherever. Folks, I'm going to tell you what, you can talk against being tribal and tribalism in a sense. I get that. I think we should all be very supportive of each other, okay? And we were once that nation. We were once those people. Don't you remember what we felt like and what we did the day and weeks after 9/11? I'm not getting into the minutia of what we think about 9/11. I'm talking about the American spirit, the real people, the true people. We didn't want to fight each other. We didn't want to fight at all. We wanted to literally stand our ground for protecting what is ours, okay? We didn't want to get in the minutia of fighting with each other, fighting with this or that. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to admit this to you, I was absolutely not for at all sending troops over to Iraq. I actually was very much against it. Somebody said to me the other day, they're like, well, you're just a Republican. Actually, no, but okay. That, all you do is want war anyway. And it's okay if you guys want war, but it's not if the Democrats want war. I don't want anybody to want war. I think that's sick. I think you have to take care of business. I think you have to protect your own, but I want our people here. I want our troops here. I want our country solid here. So you obviously, for the person that said that, you've really taken a lot of people out of context and misunderstood, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know a lot of conservative people, and I don't know the first one that's for war. I really don't. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. But here's the deal. Don't get distracted by all of these social stunts that are happening, and they're happening on purpose. Because see, while we're fighting about Jason Aldean and standing up for him, which we should, don't take me the wrong way, but this should never be happening. And the reason it's happening is because it is a distraction. But take your test. Watch who's standing up. Watch who's willing to defend what's right. Watch who's willing to defend you in your small town versus not. There's a lot more here to learn than just the hoopla of, okay, well, let's cancel Bud Light, let's cancel Target, let's cancel CMT. I think you have the right to do what you feel you need to do, and I encourage you to do so, because I don't think anybody needs to be silent anymore. But what I'm saying is, don't take your eye off the ball. These things are distractions, and they're going to continue to happen. Does that make sense? So do what's right. Absolutely. Don't be silent. But then get back to what you need to be taken care of, because this is showing you exactly the times that we are in. It is showing you who people are. And when they show you who they are, you better believe them. It's right here in front. Everything's in front of your face. From all of your influences from your friends and family, even your church. If people in your church and your church pastors and your leaders are not standing up for this country, and for people to be prepared, and for people to get right with God, and for people to repent and accept Jesus into their lives and hearts, and to literally cry out for salvation, folks, I'm telling you right now, you're not where you need to be. You may disagree. That's all right. That's all right. Here we speak we speak our truth here. And that is the truth. So don't get wrapped around the axle too hard with all of these. Every day you're getting T-boned with something. But I'll tell you what, the people that have lived in small towns, like I was saying, whether it is, look here, I've got a visitor. Whether it is Midwest, whether it is, here in Tennessee, regardless, no, we're going to take care of our own. We always have. You always have. Be very proud of that and don't stop. But at the same time, like I said, and I will close it out, don't get wrapped around the axle too hard. Take these as learning moments, educational moments for you and your family. Realize these are moments for you to see exactly who people are and what people stand for. You're going to find out, if you haven't already, your circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It is. You are being pulled from the world because you are evaluating exactly what it is. And it's not the one we knew growing up. It's totally different now. And we have to stand up for what's right, because ultimately it is our, meaning yours and mine, our children's future is completely on the line. Like, subscribe, and share. I hope you check out Mr. Jason's video. It's fabulous. Absolutely. We keep playing it. We're going to keep playing it because it's true. Someday, things very likely, unfortunately, may come to a head. I pray every day that's not going to be the case. We've mentioned before about living in 1860. Doesn't it feel like it sometimes? And if you feel that way, it's just like we've said also, a good shepherd sees the storm on the horizon and he knows what to do. Pray. Be peaceful. You can stand up, but keep preparing. We'll see you guys in the next video.